Okay, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You already know your girl Tashana, and if you were coming from the intro or welcome back to the channel video, you already know what this video is going to be about. So I'm still gonna restate it though for those who are not coming from that video. I'm gonna be talking about how people just never leave you alone, ever. Well, at least for me. And I want to talk about the different sides of it, like you even explaining to other people how people just never leave you alone. I also want to, what's it called, ask this question. Not even ask this question, I'm just going to state it. Have you guys noticed, and when this like a year ago, or I haven't been on the channel for a whole year, right? Year and a half, probably at this point. So I've stated that I'm not doing any more drama videos. I am, when I made my story time videos and stuff, I did all of those videos late 20s. I was very adamant that I was never going to be doing any more story times once I touched 30. Like, I felt like I wanted to be a more mature person. And it's not even maturity, to be honest, because it's not lack of maturity that made me made the videos. But I felt like I wanted to release, let's say that I wanted to release anything that I wanted to state before I turned 30. So with that being said, I want to ask you guys a rhetorical question. Have you noticed that I have not spoken on anyone or done any story times for 2 years now? For 2 years now, because I am now 32 years old. I just turned 32 in January. So at least 2 years now I haven't done any story times. And yeah, so I stuck to my, I would say, resolve. I stuck to that. And yeah, have you guys noticed that? So kudos to me. Let's do it. Kudos to me for sticking to that. I'm still in my 30s, so some would argue, are you not going to be doing it now? Like you are not really sticking to it if now that you're going to be doing it. I feel like it doesn't count. I feel like it doesn't count if people are not leaving you alone. And I'm not making other people be the reason why I do what I do. No, I'm just not somebody that's gonna hold their mouth, and I'm just not programmed. So I don't really care to speak on what the things are that I see. Like, I'm not being held, I'm not bound by anything. So I'm always going to speak the truth. I might not do it in a story time type of way, but I'm going to always speak on the things that I've seen or noticed. And I just want to talk about how that people never leave you alone. People never leave you alone. So I live my life. So now into what I'm trying to say. So I'm living my life, right? I live my life to the fullest. If I die today, whenever, even a couple years ago, there was never going to be a regret in life. Like, I've always done what I felt like I wanted to do, and I've always said and stuck to the things that I wanted to stick to. And this is one of the reasons why I've never tried to be like I'm a victim of anything, because I don't do things just to do them. Like, I'm very, very intentional with the things that I do, and I always make sure that I want to do them 100%. So I never have any regrets, and I've never been forced to do anything. You know what I mean? I've been forced to do things, but I've always had Tashana's go ahead to do the things that I'm being forced to do. Like, I sit with myself and I do my little reflections and like my pros and my cons before I actually do them. So I never have any regrets, right? So that's why I'm not a victim ever really in anything or my turnaround. So I saw a video that said my turnaround time from the girl was like, why didn't the mom was like, why didn't you tell me that you were going through certain things with your ex that was like beating on her? And she was like, I couldn't tell you because my turnaround time from victim to villain was real quick. Like, he started beating on me today and the next day I started beating back on him, and then he begged me to stop. And that's been my life really. If somebody has ever tried to like make me a victim, like, I always make sure that they know not to be playing with people. So I don't have that like victim, um mentality, and I cannot call myself a victim, to be honest, because I do what I want to do. So with that being said, I'm living my life, like my life that is to be lived by me. I am doing that. Okay, the one life that God gave me to live, I am living it and doing what I feel like I want to do and whatever sits right with me at the moment. So I'm doing that, minding my business. And I feel like people have a problem with that. Like, I feel like people just feel like you should want their validation, or like you shouldn't be living your life. And like, how are you living your life when you have this or you have that? And it's like, I've never said my life was perfect ever. I just live my life to the fullest. So it's gonna always seem like I have like a perfect life, but I really don't. And I've never shied away from that. People keep acting like I think I'm better than them. I do sometimes think I'm better than a lot of you, honestly. And I've never wanted to admit that for a lot of years, but I really do think I'm better than a lot of you, because I am. And it's not because I have better stuff, it's just because I'm a better person. Like, I have more character than a lot of you. Like, you don't have no loyalty, you don't have no character, you don't have no integrity, you don't stand for anything. Your followers, anything people tell you to do, you do. If somebody else doesn't get along with somebody else, you jump on it, and you don't have a mind of your own. So that makes you weak to me, and like irrelevant, and just not a person. You're not even a person to me. You're like an NPC really. So these people, I do think I'm better than. So yeah, but I've never thought really that I have a better life per se than a lot of people, and people just always assume that. People just assume that, and it's like they want you to not feel how you feel about yourself because things are not perfect. Nothing is life, nothing in life is perfect, and I've just come to that conclusion. Even again, the standards that we try to make the standards, like, okay, you'll have a perfect life if you're rich, if you're super rich. You'll have a perfect life if you are super educated. You'll have a perfect life if you have the dream job, or if you have the things that the world tells you that you should have. A lot of those people are not happy. When you look at the billionaires, Beyonce, Kanye West, Jay-Z, they have their issues. Right now, people are trying to tarnish their names on the internet, and I'm sure that's a lot to deal with, right? Those people are not 100% happy. Well, not happy. I don't know if they're happy or not, but I'm saying they have problems just the same as if you're not rich, as if you're not the most educated, as if you're not living the most luxurious life. So for me, it does not matter. Like, those things are irrelevant to me. I feel like life and being happy is like having peace of mind, having a good, clear conscience, and a clean heart, and a clean hands. You understand? So I'm always gonna just live my life and be happy for just the fact that I have a life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I am better than anybody. I don't. I do. Again, some people that just don't seem like real people. Like, what are you? Like, what are you really? Like, what do you stand for? Like, what's your purpose? Like, those people I do think I'm better than. But for the most part, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, right? I have no real like ego like that. I don't. I know that we're all human beings, and we have, one life to live, and we're going to be judged by God at the end of it. If you believe in that, if you don't, you don't. I don't care what you believe in. I believe in that. So, it's my channel. I'm going to say that. So, not forcing you to believe that. You know what I mean? But yeah, people want you to be unhappy so bad and just like live in this like depressive state almost, because everything isn't perfect. And then the moment they try to like sniff out weaknesses, and I almost try to give people, things to for them to hold on to, because people assume I'm also very filtered, so I'm not going to share my problems. I'm also a very strong person, also somebody that had to like basically be there and show up for themselves as a child. So naturally I'm not going to tell anybody like my problems. Like I always feel like I need to like solve my problems on my own, not because I have an ego, not because I want to tell people like my life is perfect or portray like I have a perfect life. That's just not been my life, to share my issues with other people. So it's going to come across as if I don't have any issues, and I'm never saying that I don't have any issues just because I don't share them. That's just never been the way I've coped as a child, and so I bring that into adulthood. So yeah, just because I don't state it doesn't mean it's not happening. Like for me, it's like I think people should have common sense. I almost expect people to know that things aren't perfect. Like I expect people to have common sense. Like everybody has their problems. Am I gonna come on here and tell you all my problems? No. There's been a couple things in the last year. I've had statements made like people then saying like, oh, so everything isn't perfect. Like they had this epiphany, like, oh my god, so it's not perfect. And it's like whoever said it was, and whoever would think that. And then it's just like you're giving monitoring spirit, because are you watching me with like envious eyes thinking that everything is perfect? Like it makes me question people, and it makes me not have trust in people, because how can you assume that somebody has a perfect life? Like what did I give that gave perfect? And like common sense, again, I always gonna come back with a common sense. Like Beyonce doesn't come on the internet and tell people that, hey, I have problems, but I assume that she's a human being and she has problems, because we all have issues. You get what I'm saying? So like I don't need to say on the internet I have issues. Like I don't need, like I'm married for like over 5-6 years. Do I need to come on here and say like I have marriage, like there are issues with marriage, like people have marriage problems? Do I need to say that in order for you to know that? Like common sense. You're two different people coming together as one, trying to coexist in one space. Of course you're gonna have issues. Like, do I need to say that for people to know that it's not perfect? Like, for you to know that everybody in this economy is going through something. Like, it's hard shit out here, okay? Bills are billing, and wages are not waging how they should be waging. Like, they're not going up like how the bills are going up. Like everybody has their struggles, guys. Please don't assume people have the perfect life and like people are living this fairy tale. And I could come on here and give you fluff and continue and just mind my business and act like I don't even hear and see those things, but I want to make sure that I'm transparent, because nobody was portraying that they had a perfect life. But people not going to come on here and complain, and a lot of people that do videos too, I feel like just have that personality of a more like positive outlook, like more optimistic people, so they're never going to come and complain about their lives. But like common sense, bitches, like common sense, like use it. God gave it to you, okay? And don't try to project onto other people too. Like we're just living our lives, doing the best with what God gave us, okay? So don't try to like bring and dim people's light just because you live in a more pessimistic, like drowning in sorrows type of person. Like give it up. And maybe you're just jealous as well. Maybe you're just jealous, because that's what it sums, like in my head, like that's why it adds up to be like you have no reason to like just be hateful. And anyways, so yeah, people just never leave me alone. I'm living my life, and all the people from high school have been frequenting my page Of the lot, they've done it all the time, like all the time, but like off the past couple months, it's been more frequent. I had to block this one person. Her I blocked because I, what's it called, what's it called, restricted her from seeing my stories on Instagram. And I went that route instead of like blocking altogether, because I don't hate people. And that's not the next thing. I'm not gonna go off in a tangent about hating people. I don't hate people. I don't have it. Like, you're not that relevant to me for me to hate you. Like, everybody that has a problem with me, and I've maybe had a problem with you, I can talk to you. Like, I can actually have a conversation with you because I don't hate you. We can actually talk. If you ever hit me up, like, we can talk. I don't hate you. I don't care about you is the problem. I don't care about you, and I just need you to go about your business. Just vamos, like, disappear. Reading The Alchemist, which is one of my favorite books, and it was like how, he went off into a new land and like was trying to find his treasure. And I feel like I'm somewhat a representation of The Alchemist, because I'm moving to a new country and like trying to just like, find your footing and like live a happy, peaceful life. It's almost like you're discovering. It's like a pilgrim's progress kind of thing. And it was like, you move away from your town, nobody knows who you are, and there's no follow-up, because those days there's no cell phone, there's no like internet and social media for people to like come and see exactly what you're up to. And I feel like it's almost impossible to do that same like journeying in this modern world, because people feel like they still have access to you because you have social media. And when I speak to people about it, they're like, okay, but you have your page public. Yeah, my page is public, but it's not public for you, especially if I've blocked you or done some type of restricting where you're not able to see like my stories. Like, take a hint and go somewhere else. Like, aren't we've left high school over 15 years, over 15 years now. Do you not have any other people that you've come across in life that would give you that same stimulation that you're looking for in coming to my page, in trying to be in my timeline that I'm on right now? Like, do you not have any other person that you've come across in the 15 years of us leaving high school that would allow for you to not be on my page? And I guess for who I am, I should just have that be like a given. Like, I'm a amazing person, and it's never going to be that people are able to just leave me alone and go. And I guess that's kind of like a compliment to my personality and how much impact I had on people's lives. But still, there's the part of me that doesn't get it, because I also have had people impacted my life that I don't go to their page and I'm able to move on with my life, because there are new people that is impacting my life currently that I have more energy and time to focus on in the present, if you get where I'm coming from. Yeah. So even if it's like drama, right? I am here because you have drama, and there's some type of, what's it called, news that you heard that's like interesting, and it's a lot, whatever the case might be. Even if it's like drama, I need you to assess yourself, and I need you to ask yourself, why am I still invested in drama of someone from 15 years ago? Why am I still invested? Why does this still intrigue me? Why, even if you're invested, okay, so say you heard something and you're gonna go look, and you're here. Why do you care? Why do you care? Because I can guarantee you, if I hear anything about you, if I hear anything, which I highly doubt I would, and that's the other thing, why do you stop to listen? Why do you listen to the drama in the first place, to even have so much information to where you go now to check and look? Why does that still interest you? Somebody from 15 years ago, from high school, why is it that you as a 32-year-old woman is still interested in listening to somebody else's drama? And why do you care? Why do you care? And like I said, I can guarantee you, highly doubt I would hear anything, because I don't care to hear anything about you or anybody else from 15 years ago. I wouldn't hear, but even if I did, I wouldn't go to your page. I can absolutely 100,000 million percent guarantee you that I wouldn't go look, because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it was. Unless, and even then, I still probably wouldn't go to your page like, oh, the person passed away. Like, she passed away. And I'm not saying I'm insensitive to people passing away. I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't matter to me because you're somebody from 15 years ago. Like, I guess I would probably be like, oh my God, maybe I would go look. Would I? Would I go look? I don't think I would. Not gonna lie. I don't think I care about anybody. Maybe if it was tragic. Maybe if it was something like super tragic, maybe I would. But like, still, you get my point. Like, why are you so invested in somebody from 15 years ago? Like I said, I really need you to check yourself, because it's it gets to a point. It gets to a point where it's concerning. I'm concerned for you. I am concerned for you and for multiple others of you that does the same thing. And it's not like I'm some type of like super popular person. It's the other thing, like, oh, you're making YouTube videos and you're on Instagram. I am not the only person from high school that makes YouTube videos and that's doing social media. So that's not even an excuse. And I'm not anywhere near like super popular or anything. It's just like, as you can see, I have a hard time like grasping the what's it called, the idea of like you just still being there. Like, why? Back in the day, and I say this all the time, I'm probably sounding like a broken record. Back in the day when people,
why my teammates such?
Yeah, yeah, I'm having a hard time like wrapping my head. Not really wrapping my head. It doesn't bother me that much. I'm still making my video. Are you coming back to stay or?
No, I'm just talking like 45 seconds.
Gotcha. Close the door. Yeah, I have a hard time, like I said, wrapping my head around it. And it's not a case where, like I said, it bothers me to that point where I need to like ponder on it a lot. I just thought I'd make a video, and if somebody, if you're wanting to explain to me in the comments, if you do that to other people, I doubt it, because like I said, with the people that I have on my page, I feel like we're pretty much aligned in certain things. So, or like, you know, have similar outlooks on life, and I feel like they wouldn't understand either. But like, if this video happens to find you and you're somebody that lurks and stays on the people from years ago's page, if you could explain to me, if you wish, why do you do it? I'm a little concerned for you, but if you want to like put it in perspective for me, go, feel free to do that if you are willing. Like I said, it really and truly makes me wonder. Like I said, it gives me the ick almost, because like, grow up for one, and like get a life for two, and like go get help for three, and like just find something else to do, I swear. And like, I don't care that much, but I wanted to. And the other thing is, people be gaslighting you. Like, when I don't screenshot and I don't block, people be gaslighting you, like, oh, nobody's watching you, nobody cares that much, nobody's here, da, 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 da. And they try to gaslight you. But like, when you are 100% sure of what's happening and you're not easily gaslit, like, you're gonna keep your same thought process. Like, these people are here, and it's very concerning as to why they're still here, and like, why are they so invested in other people's lives. And I have a type of inkling, because like I said, it has been on the increase for the past couple of months. I have an inkling that there's this one person who pretty much tried to ask me for money to take a flight, and I didn't say no, I just like ghosted after, and then re-engaged like after I knew the flat was purchased. And what's it called, then they still tried to ask me for money, and then at that point, like, I made it clear, because they hinted at it like, oh, friends should be like, whatever, give you money or whatever. And I said like, well, you could try, but I am not guarantee you that I'm going to be the person that you can get money from, when because this person is someone where they got me in some real stuff, and then after the stuff happened, they were nowhere to be found. And it's not like I hate the person. This is all my friends pretty much, for the most part. Like, if you've not been that friend, like, don't get offended. Like, I know that I do have like some friends that have not done that, but like, pretty much for the most part, that's been my experience, where people are not there for me. So for you to then come and ask me for money, and like I said, it's water under the bridge at a certain point. Like, it happened, okay, cool, but noted, do you understand? So you're not going to be able to get stuff from me after that, and like, why would you even try? So like, I said no, and I think the person have been having like issues after that. So maybe they're talking shit, and like, that's why it's been like a ramp up from the amount of people coming to my page. Maybe that's my inkling. But also, still, even if that be the case, like, why are you still interested in what's it called, hearing anything about me at all? Like I said, I can guarantee you, if there's somebody that comes to me now with all this information on you, like, I wouldn't care. And do you not think I could go and investigate and like find stuff and like hear stuff about you? I'm sure you're living a shitty life, I am sure of it. And I could go get information, but I don't care to have any access to information about you, because you're irrelevant to me. So in the same way I feel that way, I just don't get why you care about me. You get what I'm saying? Like, why? Go get help, okay? Please. Yeah. So because I did that, they tried to make my life a living nightmare. I remember one time, after that encounter, right? First of all, when I said that, they were like, how freaking dare you? Like, all of them tried to bully me, but they couldn't bully me because I'm not somebody that you can bully. Like, you're not gonna bully me. Cannot bully me. You can try to bully me, but I have my own mind, and I don't care who likes me and who doesn't like me. I've always been like that. People have always tried to bully me for as long as I can remember. We have this colonizer mindset in Jamaica, where people think that if you're light skinned, you're automatically pretty, and if you're dark skinned, you're automatically ugly or not pretty. Okay, so being a dark skinned girl growing up in Jamaica, you can only imagine like people trying to tell you like, you're too black, you're too this, you're too that. But I always was like, whatever you want to say about me, I get more lunch money than you, and I'm brighter than you. So excuse me. I was always like that. Like, You are light skinned, but you're dunce like bats. You're light skinned, but like you don't even have lunch money, like to buy yourself lunch. So I was always like that. You couldn't bully me. But people have tried, okay? Trust me, people have tried. And there are times when it's like when you're growing up, you're like, what the heck is going on? Like you just cannot understand it. I had a lot of dissonance. I think I've said that multiple times on here. I had a lot of dissonance because when I looked in the mirror, I'm just like, but I am absolutely gorgeous. Like, what are these people not seeing? Like, are you okay? I remember always thinking that. But when you go out into the world and people are telling you, like, you're too dark, you're too this, you're too that, you're like, oh my God, like maybe. But like, it never stuck. Because, like I said, when I look in the mirror, I don't see what you're seeing. Should I believe what you're saying? Because you're saying it. And it's not until you become like an adult, like a young adult, or like even just like the trending of like dark skinned women that have been happening for the last couple of years, where you're like, oh my God, so okay, cool, now you align with what I've been seeing this whole time. Like dark skinned women are fire as heck, like we're beautiful, like literally gorgeous. Like, do you see the skin? Do you see the sun on the skin? Are you seeing this? Okay, so it's not until, like I said, you've seen the movement, the black girl magic movement, that you're like now like 100% what's it called, validated in feeling how you've always felt your whole life. But like I said, it never really worked on me because I've always felt that way. Now it's just like, oh my God, like you're now seeing what I'm seeing. But yeah, I remember the same girls, maybe I went off into a little bit, but anyways, those same girls, right after I said the girl was prettier, we had like a match. There was a match going on because we used to always go to the all boys school. I went to all girls school, so we'd always go to the all boys school for stuff that's happening. So whether it's fete or like clubs or whatever, we'd always go to our matches. So in this instance, it was a match. We went to Jamaica College for the match, and I went with this one friend. I had just gotten a barrel fresh from England, okay? Clothes was popping, looked good, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing with me, I always look nice. If you want to lie, you can lie. I know you're watching this video. If you want to lie, you can lie. But I always looked good. Well, sometimes my mother would be cheap with the school shoes, and it would be like, girl, you could have bought the proper shoes, like you could have bought one nicer shoes. But yeah, that's like in the middle of the year when like you mash up the first school shoes which you buy in September, and then like March you need a new school shoes and she go buy the cheaper one. And like, girl, you know, she say the girl them a try style me, I have to buy a good shoes. But like for the most part, like I always do good. I always knew how to put myself together, so I always do nice. So I went to the match, and I got ready with this girl. We went to her house, got ready with her, and we went to the gate, and we're walking to the gate. And while we're walking to the gate, she's on her phone, she's making phone calls like, yeah, we're almost there, like come at the gate. And they're doing all this planning, and I'm like, why are you doing all this planning? All we need to do is find them once we get into the venue. Like once we get to the school, all we need to do is ask them where they're at so we can walk over to them. Like, what's all this planning going on? And this is how I could have walked in, and you know, this is how this girl could have set me up and like have these people beat my ass and I don't even know. So like I've learned to watch my friends from a very young age, and this is why I keep my circle really tight and I don't try to mix and mingle too much. Even though it can get to a point where you feel isolated, I feel like isolation is protection, and like just being by yourself sometimes is worth more than having all these friends that don't mean you well and you're like secret enemies, like friend enemies, right? So they're calling, doing all this planning and everything, and then we get to the gate and they're all like, oh, they call the girl's name. Let's say her name is Marissa, hey, Marissa, you look so nice. Marissa, you look so good. And all of them take turns going around. Marissa, you look so good. Marissa, you look so good. And it's just suspicious at this point. It's like you're lame as heck. And it's obvious that you're offended because I said the other girl was prettier than you. And now, like, you're doing it back like you're so stupid. And that just means that it hurt your feelings. So they did that. And, you know, at the time, what do? Like, you still go to the match and enjoy the match. Like, you don't just give up the whole day and not go. But like, those are things that they would do, and it's just like pathetic. Like, you're pathetic. Like, it's my opinion. Like, I feel like the girl's prettier than you, take it and shut the heck up and move on with your day. And just because you have an issue with somebody doesn't mean that I have an issue with somebody. And that's the thing, I've always been that way. If my friends have a problem with somebody, that's their issue on their own. Like, I'm not going to take that onto myself. Am I going to be there for you if they're fighting you? Yes. I'm not going to let somebody jump you. But all in all, just because you don't talk to somebody does not mean that I am automatically enemies with the person. If the person gets me involved, then 100%. But I'm not enemies with somebody. You know how many times I've seen people not be friends with people, and then all of a sudden they go and be friends with a person? What if you drag me in your beef and then now you're talking to the person? How do I look? What do I do? Just jump behind you and go be friends with the person? No, I'm not going to not be friends with somebody just because you're not friends with the person. I'm going to have my own issue with them on my own. So they were offended and made a whole plan to say, we're gonna compliment the other girl and not compliment her so she feels bad, and we're gonna get her back like that, because how dare her say the other girl is prettier than me when she should say me, because she should be a follower. Like, get out of here. And yeah, they did that. So this girl, these are the memories that I have with this girl, right? And in every other instance that I can think of, those are just the core two. Like, I don't have good oh, there was another instance where I went on the bus one time, and I went on the bus and I used to tell my mom about like these girls and whatever. I went on the bus, they were already on the back of the bus, and I went on and they were like laughing, and my mother came on the bus and said to them, like, she told me about you guys, you know, and I see that she just came on the bus and you guys start laughing. Like, so if she busts your ass, just know that I don't care. When she busts your ass, nobody can come to me and say like she was picking at you guys and whatever. So that's another instance that I remember having. So tell me now that, with all that being said, and I'm not bitter, like I said, and happened years ago. But with all that being said, why are you on my page in like 15 years? I don't live in Jamaica. I don't know where you live, but I don't live in Jamaica. I don't live near you. I don't have same friends as you. We have no mutuals. And why are you here? And the thing is,